Hey everyone, it's Fiona and I'm back with another Freebie Friday tutorial today, and we're going to be making some window envelopes, pockets. But I'm a little bit excited about this one because I have a brand new printable kit, and it's called the Window Envelope Junk Journal Kit, because yesterday I was playing around with some window envelopes, and here in Australia we get the DL size ones. I'm not sure what other sizes you can get here, but these are the ones that I can get. And I was playing around, you know, thinking about sometimes how hard it is to get the image to fit in the window that you want, and I was thinking there must be an easier way, so I thought maybe I can measure it and make up something in Photoshop that I can stick inside the window. But anyway, I did that and it worked out really well, and it gave me an idea to create a new printable. So this printable kit is in the theme of field forest. So it's the first one, but I'm going to bring out a lot more, which are window envelope kits in different themes. And this particular kit is for this size envelope and this size window. And for people in other countries, this envelope is 11 centimeters by 22 centimeters, and the window is 28 millimeters by 95 millimeters, just over 96 millimeters. In inches, the window is 1 1/8 of an inch by 3 3/4 of an inch. So that's the envelopes that we use, but I plan on bringing out these kits for all different sized envelopes, window envelopes that you can get. So I'm going to find out the other sizes and bring out, you know, create some more. But what it is I've created these little, this is the freebie printable that you get for today. It's just a little glimpse of the kit. I've cut some of it out, but here's a page where it's got the windows. And these are made to exactly fit inside your window with the little frame. So there's a couple of different ways you can use them, and I'm going to show you that. And the kit also includes the a collage page with some flowers and some faux postage stamps you can put on, and some little labels as well. And I'm going to show you the complete kit. So this is the Freebie Friday printable, which as I said, I've cut some out there, and here's another page. So that's what we're going to use today. And if you're not a member of my Facebook group, I have a free printable every Friday in my Facebook group, and then I usually do a video and we create something with it. The reason why these are already cut out is that I already started filming this video, and for some reason I checked my camera and it was switched off. Well, it wasn't switched off, but it had switched itself off. So I don't think that I had filmed any of it, and I was about halfway through. So I'm doing it again. Okay, so this is the actual kit that's in my shop now, and I will link it below. And you get 16 little windows. So So you get 16 of those in a field forest theme. You've got mushrooms and flowers and different pine cones and things like that. Well, not mushrooms, they're toadstools. And then you get a sheet of printable, you get 16 different printable faux postage stamps, and then the little labels here. Because I made the labels small enough. The reason why they're so small, you can use bigger labels, but I wanted to make them just to go like above or below the window, and so I made them that small size. And then you get two collage sheets, just of the flowers again, that you can collage over the top of your whatever you're making. So that is the kit that I've got in there so far. So I'll show you how to use it. Let's get my envelope again. Now, there's lots of things you can make with window envelopes. You can make pockets, you can make tip-ins, or flip outs for your journal. You can make journal covers with them as well, and probably lots of other things. I have another idea, but that's another video. So yeah, today we're going to make a pocket. I made this top loading pocket. I haven't made a tag for it yet, but basically you can see the image in the window, and even when you put something else in, you can still see that image. But there is another way of doing it where when you put something in it, you can see what's in it rather than this image, but I'll explain that as I go along. And then I've collaged one of the flowers there, little stamp, little label, and then I've stuck a butterfly, and on the back I've just collaged again. So I'm going to make another pocket, but I think I'll make it maybe a side loading pocket this time rather than a top loading one. So I'll just go through with you how you put your little piece in your window. I've already done one because, as I said, I was filming, but it stopped for some reason, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. So when you cut it, cut just a little bit out from your image so that you've got room for gluing. Just a little bit. You don't have to cut too wide. Just cut that down a little bit more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open up the envelope. Let's move that out of the way. So I just really carefully rip open the sides. Careful not to tear it because we're going to glue it back down. And so this just goes over the window like this, and when you turn it over, you can see your little image there. So whatever you put in behind there, you'll still see that image. But there's another way you can do it if you want to do it this way. You just line it up with the window on this side, which takes a little bit of manoeuvring. A little bit of manoeuvring. and then glue it down onto here, onto this side. So that means that when your pocket is empty, or envelope is empty, you will still see this little image, but when you've got something in there, you will see obviously whatever's in front. So there's two different ways you can do this, but I'm going to glue mine down like this. So I'm just going to do a little bit of inking to start off with on the edge, just to define the edges a little bit. And that's optional. And I'm going to glue this down in the window. So we need to put our glue on the right side. Oops, just trying to get my pin back in my glue. And just glue this down, and it's a good idea to use a glue that gives you a bit of room, a bit of time to move things around. So let's straighten that up. And when you print them, make sure you print a full page. Like, don't click shrink to fit or, you know, resize it down. Otherwise, it's not going to fit in your window. So that's glued down. And there I have my little image in my window. So the next thing to do, depending on what you're going to make, but we're making a pocket, is to glue this back together and just put some glue on your flaps here. Glue that bit back down. Then I'm going to put some glue on this bit and glue this one down. And I glue it down rather than just using this tape because it doesn't go all the way to the edges. But just put glue around the edge. And glue that one down. Mine hasn't glued exactly all the way down in the corner here, so I'll just make sure it's all glued properly. Now, so you can use the full height, obviously, of your envelope if you're making a journal cover or whatever else. It all depends on the size of your journal and what you're making. I cut mine down, I cut my last one down to about 6 inches in height. I might cut this one down as well to maybe about 6.5 inches. glue the bottom there. If you want your window on this side, just turn it around and cut, or have this as your top, but obviously that's got to be glued the other way up. So just glue this end shut. Then rather than a top loading pocket, I'm going to do a side pocket. So I'm just going to trim this side down. And so that's all ready to go. Okay, now I have prepared one earlier, because I did start filming it and I started to make one. So I've got one ready to go, and I've got all my little collage pieces ready. I've used the little mushrooms in this one. All I've done is the ones around the window I've cut, or I haven't cut, I've torn the edges straight with a ruler. That's just because I just like them to be straight around the window. But with the other bits, it doesn't really matter, you know, if they're straight or not. But that's just me, but you don't have to do it this way. You can absolutely just tear it, and you can have bits, you know, going in and out over your window if you prefer that look. So I've just done it this way. So I've got all my little bits and pieces ready to go. I've used some book pages, I've used some, I must have dropped a piece somewhere because I had another bit at the bottom there. It's alright, I can get another piece. Yeah, and I've just used some printables I've got here. Were from the Graphics Fairy. These, some book pages. And this is a printable in my shop, which is called Dark Autumn Forest, because I thought that might go nicely. So I'll link that below. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to glue all these down, and I'm going to use a glue stick. And I'll ink the ones around the window, I'll ink the edges of those ones. But what I might do is just speed you up. So I'll just speed this up while I do this bit, and then I'll be back. Okay, so once you have all your collaging done, all that's left to do is to cut around the edges where it's overhanging. And try not to cut your envelope. If it's over a little bit, that's okay, because we can just ink that. And what I did next was I inked all the way around the edge. And I'm gonna not stamp, punch my little notch out for my pocket here before I ink up. Roughly the center. Just makes it easier to get things in and out. And in my last one, I used a lot more ink. I sort of inked over the whole thing. It's more of a grungy look. But I might not do that with this one. I also inked quite heavily around the window. So I just wanted that to stand out a bit more. Do a little bit more inking, I guess. Like that. And then on the back, I just used one solid sheet. I just put my envelope on like this. And I'll just cut that white edge off. Put my envelope on, like this, and I'm going to tear it with my ruler. There's my ruler. I've got too many things on my desk. I've got a very, very small desk, very small space. Hopefully I'll have a bigger space soon and I'll be setting up my filming in a bigger space. Okay, so I'm just going to rip that. And then doesn't matter if it's a bit bigger, because again we can cut that off. So, making sure my window is up the right way, I'm going to glue that down. And I'm just using a glue stick so that I don't have to wait for it to dry in this video. But sometimes a glue stick is perfectly fine just for paper, depending on what you're doing. So just sticking that down. edges. Make sure my camera's still running. Yes, it is. And then I'm going to ink around this ink thingy. I found these little daubers in a cheap craft shop yesterday. I've been looking for them for ages. So I used to have some and I found them really handy, but small things. But I think they're actually paint daubers. They're not actually ink daubers, but they work well. Okay, so that one's all inked up. And just as a little extra with my last one, I added a little just a little journaling card, and this is from my botanical floral journal cards. And I'll link all this in the description box, everything that I'm using. I will use this one. The next thing I want to do is do my little collage on here and add my stamp. I've cut this one out. Obviously inking is optional. It's just something that I don't always do it, but it's something I usually prefer to do. Just especially for a vintagey look and a finished look around your edges, or if you want something to stand out a little bit more. And you can put your stamp anywhere. I'm going to, let me see, I'm going to collage this one on somewhere. I might put my stamp somewhere different. I might put it down here. No, down here this time. And I have to cut out a little label. So tiny, these labels, very cute. So I want to put mine at the top there. Then, you know, you could put a little word or stamp something on it. Anything that you'd want. It's going to go there. Now with these, as far as fussy cutting goes, you don't always obviously have to cut every single little piece, because, you know, it's, unless you're really into that, it's impossible to get all the little blades of grass, particularly on this one. So I just go as close as I can, but I leave, you know, white space around, and just go around the larger bits, and then you can disguise the rest with your ink. Just go around the larger bits like this. And actually, the bigger your scissors, the easier it is to get like a longer cut. I was using teeny tiny scissors thinking that was gonna, you know, help me more, but it's actually easier with longer scissors to maneuver it. Unless you're doing teeny tiny details, then you might want to go in afterwards with your really small scissors. So I'm just going to cut that one like that. I might even just go in this little bit here. Like that. And then if I get my ink, if I don't want all that white space, do that. And you can do it darker on your edges, which helps a little bit too. And everything I've printed out today, I've just printed on ordinary copy paper, but it's not cardstock. It is not ordinary copy paper, but it's a little bit thicker than your norm. I think it's about 120 GSM, maybe a bit more. I think standard copy paper is around about 80 or 90, and then this one is about 120, I think. So I'm just going to glue that one on there now. And sometimes it looks nice if you glue it, you know, if you have some leaves or petals or something, to glue them slightly over the edge. But I think I'm just going to glue that there. I'm happy with that. It all looks nice together. And then you might want to add something like a little butterfly. Let me see. Pop a blue might look nice. Like that. What else have I got? This colour fits in nicely as well. You might want to glue glue down a little butterfly or something. And I'm going to put him just there. And that's the finished pocket. So there you go. That is the Freebie Friday for today. And thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please like and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more Freebie Friday projects coming. And you can join my Facebook group if you want this printable. Okay, so that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.